Hello students, today we are going to learn the last part of Unit 3, that is Judiciary of State. High Courts. The institution of High Court originated in India in 1862 when the High Courts were set up at Calcutta, Bombay and Madras. In the course of time, each province in British India came to have its own High Court. After 1950, a High Court existing in a province became the High Court for the corresponding state. The High Courts are the highest courts at state level. So the High Courts were started in the year of 1862 in India. So initially the High Courts were started in Calcutta, Bombay and Madras. In British India, there is a separate High Court for each province. But after 1950, there is a High Court for each province, right? So it became the High Court for the corresponding state and the neighboring state. So the High Courts are the highest courts for state level. The Constitution of India provides for a High Court for each state. But the 7th Amendment Act of 1956 authorized the Parliament to establish a common High Court for 2 or more states or for 2 or more states and a union territory. So our constitution provides a separate High Court for each state. But according to the 7th Amendment Act of 1956, the Parliament had established a common High Court for 2 or more states or for 2 or more states and for a union territory. For example, the states of Punjab and Haryana and the Union Territory of Chandigarh have a common High Court situated at Chandigarh. The High Court of Guwahati is common for 4 northeastern states of Assam, Nagaland, Mizoram and Arunachal Pradesh. Punjab, Haryana and Chandigarh. So these 3 states have a common High Court which is situated at Chandigarh. At the same time, the High Court of Guwahati is common for 4 states, that is Assam, Nagaland, Mizoram and Arunachal Pradesh. The High Court of Guwahati has its branches in Itanagar, Kohima and Aizawl. Delhi, though not a state, has its own separate High Court. Every High Court has a Chief Justice and a number of judges. The number of judges varies from state to state. The number of judges of each High Court is determined by the President. At present, there are 25 High Courts for 28 states and 9 union territories. So the High Court of Guwahati has its branches in Kohima, Aizawl and Itanagar. So Delhi is not a state but it has its own separate High Court. So every court has a Chief Justice, has a head judge and a number of judges. So the number of judges will vary from each state according to the population. The number of judges of each High Court is determined by the President, is appointed by the President. So at present there are 25 High Courts for 28 states and 9 union territories. Jurisdiction and powers of High Court. Original jurisdiction. In their judicial capacity, the High Courts of the Presidency towns, Bombay, Calcutta and Madras have both original and appellate jurisdiction, while other High Courts have mostly appellate jurisdiction. Only in matters of admiralty, probate, matrimonial and contempt of court, they have original jurisdiction. The Presidency High Courts have original jurisdiction in which the amount involved is more than 2,000 and in criminal cases which are committed to them by the Presidency magistrates. So now we are going to see about the powers of High Court. The High Courts of Bombay, Calcutta and Madras. So these 3 have both original and appellate jurisdiction, while other High Courts have mostly appellate jurisdiction. So now we will see about what is original jurisdiction. So only in matters of admiralty, probate, matrimonial and contempt of court they have original jurisdiction. So probate means that some cases related to properties. So we'll tell like will, right? So some cases related to properties is known as probate. and matrimonial means some divorce cases, and contempt of court means the person who are not giving respect to the court. That is, we'll call it as Needimantra Avamadipu, right? So in these cases they have the original jurisdiction. So the presidency high courts, that is the high court in Bombay, Calcutta and Madras, so they have original jurisdiction in which the cases that the amount involved is more than 2000, and in criminal cases, so they can clear these cases. Appellate jurisdiction. As courts of appeal, all high courts entertain appeals in civil and criminal cases from their subordinate courts as well as on their own. They have, however, no jurisdiction over tribunals established under the laws related to the armed forces of the country. So appellate jurisdiction, so this thing we know, right? So if we are not satisfied with the decision of the subordinate courts, we can appeal our cases to the high courts. We can appeal the civil as well as the criminal cases. So appellate jurisdiction, so the high courts have the rights to clear all the civil and criminal cases which are appealed from their subordinate courts and their courts. And also they have no rights to clear the cases which are under the laws which is relating to the armed forces. Writ jurisdiction. Under Article 226 of the Constitution, the High Courts are given powers of issuing writs not only for the enforcement of the fundamental rights but also for other purposes. In exercise of this power, a court may issue the same type of writs, orders or directions which the Supreme Court is empowered to issue under Article 32. So under the Article 226, the High Courts can issue writs not only for the fundamental rights but also for the other purposes. So like this, under the Article 32, the Supreme Court, which is higher than High Court, which is the, so Supreme Court is the top final court of Indian Constitution. So like the Supreme Court, High Court can also issue the same type of writs, orders and directions which are followed in Supreme Court. The jurisdiction to issue writs under this article is larger in the case of High Courts, for which the Supreme Court can issue them only where a fundamental right has been infringed. But a High Court can issue them not only in such cases but also where an ordinary legal right has been infringed. It has the power to issue the 5 kinds of writs like habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, quo warranto, certiorari. So under this article, the Supreme Court can issue writ only under where a fundamental right has been infringed. So if a person, what do you mean by fundamental right has been infringed? If a person, he does not can make use of his own fundamental right, he can appeal for the Supreme Court. So Supreme Court has the right to issue writ only in the fundamental rights cases, but also High Court, so they have the rights to clear the cases if the legal right has been infringed. Infringed means marukkapattadu. Okay, so High Court has some extra power to issue 5 kinds of writs. They are habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, quo warranto and certiorari. So this thing we have learned in the 9th class, right? Supervisory jurisdiction. High Court has the power of superintendence over all courts and tribunals functioning in its territorial jurisdiction except military courts or tribunals. Thus it may call for returns from them, may can issue general rules and prescribed forms for regulating the practice and proceedings of them. Prescribed forms in which books, entries and accounts are to be kept by them, and settle the fees payable to the sheriff, clerks, officers and legal practitioners of them. So High Courts has the rights to supervise all its subordinate courts except the military courts. So they have the following works to supervise in its lower courts. Call for returns from them. If the High Court give any extra power to the lower court, they have the rights. They have the rights to take it back from the lower court. And second thing is, related to the general rules and regulating the practice, they can make a writ, they can issue a writ. And also their lower courts has to follow the books, entries and accounts. So these things are to be kept by them safely and properly. So this thing has to be supervised by the higher court. And then to the sheriff, clerks, officers and their advocates. So the high courts will declare the fees for these people. Code of record. All the decisions and decrees issued by the High Court are printed and are kept as a record for future references by the court as well as by the lawyers if such a need arises. Thus, it also acts as a code of record. So, all the cases and all the decisions that are issued by the high courts are printed as a copy and they maintain it as a record for future references. In case if the lawyers need some references in the future cases, so they can make use of this old cases. So for that purpose they are maintaining it as a record. So it is also known as the code of record. That's all. This lesson is over.